All right, good morning, traders. So it looks like the SPY has rebounded pretty hard. Actually up to a new high of year, which is an all-time high at 398. QQQ yesterday broke above the downtrend. We got a few different crypto plays today. Now, it is Thursday and the market is closed tomorrow. Got an interesting little flag here on FTT. You'll see we got 10 minutes till market open. We'll see what it does. I'm not gonna jump in it right away unless out the gate. Unless it holds up. Let's see, where is it at? FTFT. As long as it holds up until market open in this triangle, then we could maybe see it break over 8. But I'm not hopping into it until I see what it does at market open. Good morning, Michelle. But this is probably my main watch as of now. FTFT acquiring a Bitcoin mining company. And we also have Funko, which I think is little anime figures. They're doing NFTs now, so we got two potential crypto plays here. This one's not doing too much. Doesn't have the volume that FTFT has. So we got UPC, which IPO'd recently, and it's starting to move up too. $568. So $568 is the previous high back there. Good morning, One Life. But yeah, kind of got a treat today as a Friday, since it is the end of the week and the end of the trading month as well. I'm not seeing too much else right at the moment. So yeah, right now pretty much the market open SONA, which is coming down, and FTFT pretty much. Well, maybe Funko. Yeah, I think FTFT is what we need to watch out the gate. But we'll see. I'm not gung ho today. I'm not going to be shooting shots left and right. I'm just going to try to make one solid trade today. But give me just a few minutes here before the bell opens. I'll be back and ready to go at the open here. And we'll see if we can't find a nice, easy trade. This is jumping out of the triangle a little earlier than I would like. So we'll see. But it's got 5 minutes. So I'll be right back in just a couple of minutes. All right, so let's see here. Just trying to hold above the triangle here at market open. Everything kind of dropping out of the gate right at the moment. Kind of pull back all the way to 775. This may start moving here. Going. Starting to push up. Let's see if it can get moving here. Breaking over 820. Still a little bit all over the place. Hitting 825. Let me see. This might start coming back down on me now. Might have been a fake out. We'll see. Looking like a possible fake out here. Needs to hold that 775 area. And we were looking good for a second, and then it just got rejected at that 825. Let's see. There's really not that much resistance there. Oh shit, I took my eyes off for a second. Now we're cracking below 775. I'm about to have to hop out of this. It's a little too low. Okay, big buyer just came in at 775, but he got taken out pretty quick. Trying to hold up here. Now we want to see this candle push back over 8. If it starts pushing down any lower, then it's going to be jump out time. UPC's moving. UPC, if that's the recent IPO, we're starting to crack here. Yeah, I'm about to have to get out. Still holding up this 775 area so far though. You look on this on a different time frame. And a 15 minute just looks wild. Got to hold up this area. Now, if we break over 8, we could be good to go here. Get this little curl back up. NYSE is where it's at. We really need to stop testing this area and start testing that $8 area. Ooh, it's starting to crack. Damn, we just hit another low. Yeah, I think it's probably done. 750 is kind of the last area of support before this really dumps, because you can draw the line straight across there. Yeah, UPC is definitely moving. Pretty strong sell-off here. Alright, this is the last chance right here. If it starts coming back below 750. Ooh, nice size buyer there at 7. Well, he just got taken out too. $765 acting as a little resistance right where the downtrend is. Got a minute on this candle. Bunch of sellers at 775 now. So we got to get those taken out pretty easily. We don't want them to stay in there. And there we go. Now we just need to get through 775. Still some selling there. There we go. So now we're starting to move back up. Once you at 775, start holding out support again. Little downtrend's broken for now. So it looks like we may get a possible U shape. Possibly. Still needs to come up a little bit more. And test 8 to get that U shape. Two halts on UPC and ACY. Yeah, I'm missing them. I thought this was going to do a little bit more. But those may have all the attention. They may be taking attention from this. There we go. Starting push back up again. Oh, looking decent. Let's see if we break through. Oh, there we go. Breaking through 8. Yeah, we got a nice U shape going here. Oh, break over 825, and this is off. And we just did break over 825. Hit a new high. See if this buying volume starts really coming in here. Because after this, we should have room up to 10. Maybe 950. We'll see. There we go. We're still getting hung up at 825. Need to see a candle close over 825. Or we need to see a big momentum push. There we go. They're starting to push. Did you get any trades on UPC and ACY, Orlando? Let's see what we look like on a higher time frame now. We look pretty good on the 15-minute. Trying to push for this next leg up right now. We'll see what happens here, because it's still a little sketchy on the 2-minute. Kind of bouncing in between here. We got 20 seconds left on this candle. See, I don't know if it's going to... Oh, and we may... If we get a close over 825 here, we're about to run. Very nice close there. Yeah, here we go. To 840. Boy, this thing just does not want to explode. It's a little concerning that it's having such an issue breaking out. So pop over to UPC. Oh yeah, going straight up. Very nice. Very nice move there. Funko slowly climbing up that 24 area. Could be a good possible breakout. What's the SPY doing? The SPY is still pretty high up. Need to stay above 8 on this. We could have a possible pullback. Kind of getting a little bit of a triangle, a little flag forming here. So if it doesn't break out here soon, we'll probably have a pullback down that 775 area again. It's not a pretty flag. It may not even be a flag. There's some volume today. It's not. Oh shit. Let's see. There's not a super high volume day, but there's a few stocks with some volume. So see, it was taking too long to try to break out and end up getting rejected there, pulling back down to that previous 775 support, and that's what we need to see hold up as the new low. We want a new higher low to form. We don't want this all the way back down to 750. It gets back down to 750, it's probably cracked, probably done. UPC's unhalted. Looks like it's going nuts. Yeah, everything's a little wild this morning. Funko, a possible U-shape up to 24. Let's see, 775 is trying to hold. So let's see, we did close above 775. Let's see if this can start to come back up again. Maybe making a new higher low possibly. Yeah, open range breakouts in the first 30 minutes can be pretty sketchy. I would agree with Daniel B. Be very careful with your trading with those. Gotta hold up. This is another pretty straight down sell off, so oops. Let's see. We got a minute and 10 seconds on this candle. It needs to come up. If it starts dropping down below 763, then I'm probably gonna hop out. It's a little bit boring right at the moment. Good morning, Brian. Does look like we're gonna try to climb back again. If we can get back up in that 840 area towards that high and break that, then that would probably be the next move up, next leg up. But at this point, it's still too early to tell if it's going to be able to do that. And it is April Fool's. So be careful out there. You may get pranked. You don't know. You may walk into the grocery store and a guy flies out of the ceiling. And drops dirty Pampers on you. So this is another one of those Cadillac examples where it's moving real slow, trying to get warmed up, trying to get it heated up, and just keeps dying on us. And getting really close to cracking down. And I think we may be done. Still getting buying off of 750 though. It did push right off of there. But here's the downtrend. It's basically just going straight down at the moment till it can break over that downtrend, but it's not looking good. The fact that it keeps struggling to break out and it keeps coming back down, testing these support areas. It's not a great sign. Yeah, this guy's definitely got 300 miles on it, and it's also got, a little pee stain from the puppy in the back seat. Anybody just joining in is probably like, what the hell is he talking about? And I say, I don't know. Let's see, we may break back over the trend line here. The downtrend line, anyway. What are you oofing about, One Life? Nice DV. Nothing wrong with that. Y'all thinking about swinging these stocks over a 3-day weekend? That sounds crazy. It sounds like a crazy idea. IPOs. This is really close to cracking. I got that stop loss there. Let's see if it holds up or not. UPC could be a possible play. SNO. DLPM popping a little bit. Let's see how the SPY and stuff's doing. It looks like it's pushing for new highs and stuff. QQQ as well. I don't know when we're gonna get this crash, if we're gonna get it. I still think we are, but it's really hard to tell. If the feds keep buying up securities and bonds and all of that, maybe it holds the market up. Sorry guys, I'm out of it. I'm so tired. I'm trying to focus here. I keep losing focus. I was up late last night and got up early. Well, while we're waiting around, what's everybody got planned for Easter? Daniel B, you going hunting Easter eggs? And also, if anybody's got any questions, suggestions, or ideas, you can go ahead and get those in too. I've only got enough funds probably for this trade. Oh, never mind, I'm stopped out. I didn't realize I was stopped out there. So I am stopped out. But yeah, we'll keep the stream going for about 30 more minutes. I'm skeptical of the market today. That was the one shot that I was willing to take. Like I said, it being the end of the month, and it being the choppy market that it is, I'm a little concerned. See, Funko got stopped at that 23.40. Possible play back on UPC if it can hold up the trend line here. Yeah, exactly. Gonna be in and out, like an in and out. It is the first, Orlando, but it's the end of the week. So, like, the mentality is if it was the first on a Monday, it'd probably be a really hot day. But it's the first on a Friday before, or not Friday, but on Thursday before a 3-day weekend. So I don't expect I'm not expecting crazy amounts of volume or any huge rips or anything. It could easily happen today. But this is pretty choppy market conditions. Because you're going to have people selling today, especially swing traders selling their positions before the weekend. So they're not holding. Did you say, DB? 2 eggs in my pocket? I always found 2 eggs, didn't know if they were Easter eggs. Did you think that birds just didn't lay them? Yeah, UPC bouncing off of that trend line right there. could be a possible another play on UPC. If that downtrend starts to break, it's got potential because it doesn't have any resistance anywhere else until all the way up here at 1051. So it could get going, and it's pretty low float as well. If you guys haven't yet, go check out the new channel. I posted in the community tab. It's Framework Fortune Investing Shorts. It's just short, minute long, short form content. Going to be doing some quick mini lessons, but pretty much a video every day over there. Probably none of those will be over a minute, but I did release a stock market trading gurus on YouTube video. If you haven't seen it, you can go check it out on that channel. It's pretty funny. I posted it in the community tab too. So and if anybody needs me to link them to that channel, just let me know. But that content's going to be more for investors who are learning a lot or fast pace. What do you mean? Let's see, I'm not sure how to say your name. I'm just gonna say Annie for now. You can correct me on how it's actually supposed to be said. But what do you mean if the stock market strategy change or get different if we change the trading material? What do you mean by trading material? Hold on, Daniel B. I'll get you the link to the channel. If I can find the link to it. UPC might be ready to break out here. Coming up to that downtrend, really testing it at the moment. Maybe getting ready for another move up. It's a new channel, so it doesn't have a regular URL yet for me to memorize, and well, maybe not. UPC getting destroyed right there, cracking that trend line. Oh yeah, I put it in the community tab. That's what I'll do. I'll go look at the community tab. Oh, no, not really. any chart that's going to be a candlestick chart, the strategies are going to be the same. I trade cryptos with these strategies as well, and I don't really trade gold and silver. I just buy it and hold it. I probably got about 4 pounds of silver now. Hey, there you go. There you go, Orlando. That's all you need for the day. It's not a lot, but take the $35 in profit on this sketchy day and call it a day. Go enjoy your 3-day weekend. That's how you do it. But basically, like think of it like this, Annie. All your trading is people. So no matter whether it's stocks, cryptos, gold, silver, it's all going to be it's going to be pretty the same. Crypto has a different world of language, but it's not much different. Like circulating supply with a crypto is the same thing as float for a stock. It's just the amount of supply. So if you understand supply and demand and how value works, then you can take these trading and investing strategies and use them on whatever. So, what exactly are you looking for? Are you looking to trade directly gold, like gold indexes, gold futures, gold stocks, or the actual physical gold? Because if you're what is your let me ask you this too, what is your plan? Why are you interested in gold? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just curious to see what you're thinking. If you're new to the stock market, what has brought you in and want you to buy gold? And you're somewhat right, Daniel B. But gold is active. Well, first off, who is they? Who is telling you that gold is very active? Because if you're looking for gold has been going down some, yeah, but that's because the bond rates keep going up, and normally in a healthy economy when the bonds go up, gold should drop. In an economy that's not very healthy, and we've got massive QE, quantitative easing, with all this money printing, then when the bond interest rates go up, gold shouldn't really go down. Now it is going down, but market sentiment right now is kind of all over the place because you got people in cryptos, you got people in the stock market still, you got people in gold and silver and precious metals and all that. No, there's nothing that's a threat to gold. Gold is not even made on this planet. Gold and silver are such rare materials. They came from meteorites and asteroids crashing into the Earth when it was first formed. So there's a finite supply of gold and silver in the crust, and it's going to get rare and rare. And actually, here's something I've been thinking about, and I don't remember if I said it yesterday, but cryptocurrencies, the blockchains, the tokens themselves, the miners, all that stuff has to run on hardware. Like the networks have to be on hardware. So you've got a lot of Bitcoin mining farms which are going to have very big computers, very big heavy duty hardware to keep up with the energy and competition for mining. Well, those computers, the chips inside of them and the motherboards have gold and silver in them. So you need gold and silver to even mine Bitcoin and cryptos. So I think if anything, gold and silver should align more with cryptos than anything else, because there's going to be such a high demand. Uh, gold, I mean, gold. If you're looking to day trade gold, I mean, you could. But personally, if I'm investing in gold and silver, I just want the physical gold and silver, and then I buy gold and silver stocks. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talk out there. You know, some of the crypto maniacs are saying that Bitcoin is still in gold's market cap and it's the new gold. And it probably is still in some of the market cap, but you, like I said, you can't leave gold out in the woods. Like, it's not gonna, and that's a metaphor, by the way. You can leave gold in the woods. I wouldn't recommend it, but uh, you it'd be hard pressed for gold and silver to not be considered money anymore, especially with the high demand for it. Like, silver right now is so crazy, the spot price is disconnected from the future price because the banks and big tech are keeping gold artificial, or not gold, but silver artificially low, because silver's used a little bit more than gold is in all those electronics. I have a whole list of day trading lessons. You can't really 100% predict a stock's movement, but you can make a good educated guess. Like with this uptrend on this. Let's see, trend line. There we go. So with this uptrend, we saw the shot up and it came back down and then hit the trend line. That's when you would have started the trend line, and then you could have known that it was going to go up until it hit the downtrend. But you got to know your support and resistance, and I do have videos on support and resistance. You got to know the price action. I do have a video on the price action, and then volume as well, and then how to use your level 2 and time and sales to read the price action. And that's pretty much all you need. Just, I mean, there's more to learn always, but to get started, you need to learn the price action and support and resistance. And in the day trading lessons video, or day trading lessons playlist, I have a part 1 and part 2 beginner's guide to get you started. So check that out. That's where I would start. No, it's only hard to learn it if you overcomplicate it. A lot of people on YouTube overcomplicate things, and a lot of it's purposely, because if you think that it's hard to understand and you don't really get it, then you think that, oh, I need to buy this course or I need to buy this ebook to be able to understand it better, which is not the case. All the information out there is free. And then too, with my channel, because you can watch me live stream trade and you can come ask me questions in the live stream, uh, watch those day trading lessons, especially start with the beginner's guide for 2021 part 1. Start with that, and then if you have any issues or any questions, you need it explained a little bit more clear, you can come in the live streams here and ask me. I'm uh, always ready to answer questions for the most part. So I appreciate the sub. Appreciate that a lot. You know, and no problem. That's what we do here at this channel. We want to help everybody. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing more videos on gold and silver. 'Cause I've been getting into precious metals more and more as inflation is getting worse and worse. Because this silver squeeze is real. Reddit's not the first to figure out the silver short squeeze. So I don't know what videos you have watched. There, like I said, there's a lot of nonsense out there on YouTube. People are going to try to sell you courses, or they'll give you some of the information for free, but they're going to leave out like a major part of the information, and that may be why you're getting confused. I don't know. I can't say for sure because I have no idea what videos you watched. So like I said, the first thing you gotta understand, there's no way possible that you can be 100% right on predicting stock movements over any period of time. I mean, maybe short span, like 3 or 4 days in a row, you might get on a hot streak and be right about 3 or 4 different plays, but that won't continue. At some point, you're gonna get losses, even if you know everything there is to know about trading. You didn't watch all my videos, DB. I don't know. You might have. I have no idea. You can't even apply it. So like I said, I don't know what videos you've watched, but to me it sounds like they left out quite a bit of information. The best thing to do is start with that guide, that beginner's guide, and here I'll get you a link for it, so that way after the stream here you can just go ahead and hop on that. Because this guide is going to be where you want to be. If I can get this, switch account, there we go. Sorry, I want to switch accounts and stuff here. There we go. There you go. That's the part 1 of the beginner's guide, so you can go to that and start watching it. I think it's about 40 minutes long, and then you'll be able to get to part 2 from there, either on the end screen or there's a link to part 2 in the description. I think that one's about 30 minutes. That is going to give you a pretty good idea of the majority of everything you need to learn. There's some decent detail in that video, but I didn't want it to be like 10 hours long, so I didn't go into massive detail, but there's enough to get you started. And then if you're struggling with something, there's videos in that same playlist of pretty much everything I covered in the beginner's guide. I covered in separate videos, one topic videos in more depth. From the feedback I've gotten from the community and from comments, a lot of people who have had problems with other YouTubers have said the way I explain things is a lot easier to understand. I try to simplify it as much as I can. You know, day trading, in a sense, is kind of simple once you learn it. But the biggest issues are not so much of learning it. I mean, if you find someone like me, and maybe my videos won't help you, I don't know. Like, everybody's different. Everybody learns a little bit differently. So hopefully my videos can help you. Like I said, I've had good feedback. But once you start actually learning and start trading, you're going to be dealing with a whole new world of psychology, because you're going to have to be able to read market sentiment, which is basically psychology of the market. How many, what's market sentiment? Is there a lot of volume right now? Is all the tech stocks hot, or is all the pot stocks hot? Where's the crowd going to go to? And then it's also psychological on your end, because you're going to be dealing with emotions and things like that. Yeah, I mean, for me, for example, I'm more of a hands-on learner. I can't sit in front of a white chalkboard while somebody talks for 2 hours and absorb any of that information. So that's why I try to simplify things as much as possible. And I'm better at just jumping in and learning it. But don't jump in with like $1,000 or anything like that. And in fact, don't even make a trade yet until you watch at least that beginner's guide part 1 and part 2. But yeah, I mean, seeing me trade in the live streams, uh, today's a little off. It's an off day because it's a 3-day weekend and everything else. So I took one trade and I took a loss on it. I'm not going to trade anymore. I'm just going to wait till next week at this point and probably trade cryptos a little bit later today. But just start there, and then, like I said, if you have any questions, you can come into the live streams and ask me questions here. I do Q&As outside of market hours, so where I'm not actually trading. So those are another good resource to come ask questions. that is that is a very undetailed thing to say, Daniel B. There's only one strategy. I mean, like, yeah, that's the goal. Every morning you want to make more money. By the end of the day, you want to have more money in your account by the time you're done trading. Uh, but there's all types of different ways of actual strategies of trading. You can trade breakouts. You can trade dip buys. Trade off of trend lines. You can trade quick scalps off of momentum. Well, no, I'm pretty good. I'm not great with names, but as the channel grows, you want me to look at BYD? Well, I'm sorry, Daniel B. I wasn't paying attention. I was answering questions. I'm not familiar with that stock, with BYD. Boyd Gaming price target lifted to 70 from 60. I mean, it's been on a nice uptrend over a year. Currently bullish at the moment. Let's see the max chart. Yeah, so it's a little high. I don't know if what are you looking at? What do you want me to tell you about the chart, DB? Why is this my territory? Just cause no, this is not my territory at all. This is not a gaming company like that. This is apparently a because FanDuel is a gambling site. So Boyd Gaming, since they're working, yeah, they're planning on launching Stardust Online Casino in New Jersey. So this is about gambling. This is a gambling gaming stock, not the normal gaming stock. Been around for a while. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you too, Andy. Have a great day, but we'll see you around. Come join the live streams and whatnot. Uh, yeah, but it's not NFT or blockchain or anything. Board gaming is just online. From what I'm seeing, it's just an online. Here we go. It's just an online game, so it's not. I mean, there's nothing about it that's special. There's plenty of online gambling. It does have 5% shares in FanDuel, which is decent, but I mean, it's not a lot of shares really. Yeah, all they have is casino stuff. Enelos. I mean, they're not even consistently paying dividends or anything. And now, after this big rip, they haven't paid any dividends either. So, looking at it, I don't know. It seems sketchy. For long term, it's not something I would buy right now. That's for sure. Because it is pretty high up on this overall chart. Yeah, most newest high it's over this run back in '05. But there's a lot of range on this chart. So I don't know. But it's not anything to do with blockchain or crypto. It's not one I would mess with for that. FTT starting to come back up. Oh, Funko did break that 24 up to 25 now. No, I haven't. I haven't heard about them. I haven't heard anything about that company. I mean, I'm familiar with FanDuel, but not Boyd Gaming. I'm a little concerned about some of this online casino stuff. There are blockchain casinos, decentralized blockchain casinos, and those are probably safer to play because if you like Boyd Gaming's a publicly listed company, but that doesn't mean the website can't be rigged, like the games can't be rigged. Whereas if it was on blockchain and nobody owned it, it wasn't owned by another company, then it would be safer. But I don't know. With the current economic conditions, I don't see gambling being that big here. At least for maybe another couple of years. Many people are in poverty right now and lost their businesses and everything else during COVID. I just don't see how many people would be online gambling. But I could be wrong. Who knows? Yeah. I mean, gambling has. Um, but those are. I mean, those are hard stocks to try to kind of figure out because probably more than likely a lot of the games are rigged to make sure that people don't hit big all the time. So you don't have a bunch of big people waste their money easily every day, nothing new. Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't know. I would say though gambling's one of those things that people really like to do in person for the most part, I think. And it may be changing with the newer generations, but like if I want to play poker or blackjack or something, I want to go to the casino and play it. And blockchain and virtual reality will probably change that to where you'll have a blockchain. Um, let's say you'll have a blockchain virtual reality casino where you can put on a headset or glasses or whatever and be able to walk into the casino and go around like you're in a real casino. So that may be an interesting concept there. Yeah, I know there's a lot. I know there's a lot of states that's legalized online gambling, but like you said, figure out and follow their revenue and earning stream. That's part of the tricky part because gambling casinos are set up a little bit different than like regular businesses. And then you also got some casinos that are on reservations, so their laws can be extremely different. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm just I'm just saying my thoughts on it. I'm just not big into gambling stocks. But I don't think casinos are going anywhere, and I think digital casinos will probably continue to grow in popularity. I don't know. I'm bearish on the economy and the overall market. So that, like right now, that's why I'm against gaming stocks or coin or casino stocks. If I didn't think the stock market was going to crash here soon, then I would be like, yeah, gambling stocks you might be able to make some good money on. But gambling stocks would be something I'd want to buy during a crash when they're a lot cheaper. I think that would be kind of my idea. But who knows? We may not get a crash. SPY gonna break 400 for the first time. Let's check Bitcoin real quick. See if Bitcoin's over 60 yet. I know Bitcoin is getting close. Wrong button. Yeah, getting close. Trying its little damnedest to get up there and break over 60,000 again. Yeah, it did crash, but it didn't crash as hard as it should have. And they immediately started doing QE when it started crashing. So doing QE after a market crash or a market pullback or during the market pullback is not fixing the problem. All that's doing is reinflating that previous bubble. And we've had Q&E nonstop since that. And the actual money supply that is out there right now, 50% of it has been printed in the last year. Normally I wouldn't fight the Fed, but at this point, the Fed's in between a rock and a hard place. They are losing the battle right now of inflation, and they can't do anything. There's nothing they can do. They keep saying that we got more tools, but they're going to say we're going to wait. We're going to wait. If you think there's a possibility of hyperinflation in your country, then why would you not take preventative actions and do something now? Because if you wait until there is hyperinflation, well, at that point, it's going to be too late. Brian, energy stocks are a little tricky because, especially the renewable energy stocks, because some of them might not have revenues yet. They're using tax subsidiaries and credits and whatever else the government's giving them to be a green energy company. So they may not show profitable and they may show that they're in debt. But if it's a strong, solid company with some type of strong premise that could disrupt markets, then that would be something to think about. Did you give me the come on, man? One life? Better stop making fun of Joe Biden, man. His dogs will come bite you. They ain't playing. They said Kim Jong Un visited the White House and he was gonna try to eat Biden's dogs, and then Biden's dogs end up eating him. Old Spanky, or whatever his dog's name is. Yeah, well, with the renewable energy sector, you're getting a lot of new companies and a lot of new innovation. So it's similar to cryptos in the way that it's kind of the wild west of that innovation period. So even pretty much cryptos and renewable energies are in a very similar phase where they're getting more popular and starting to be adopted, but they're still in their infancy where they are growing. So, I mean, any investment is going to be risky, and an investment in a wild, wild west type of market setting like cryptos or renewable energy stocks, it's going to be there's going to be some high risk, high reward there. You just really have to do your due diligence. I mean, I don't feel like I'm wrong just because we've not had the crash yet. I mean, the SPY is coming up at the moment. Let's see if bond yields have eased. It could be what it is. Bond yields might have eased. Let's see. Let's see. So here's the bond yields. Oh, that's protected, whatever. Here we go. Yeah, so right now the 10 yield is at 1.69. So it's went down a little bit, but to me that's not. They keep saying this too, like oh, the bond yields eased off, and they go from 1.6 to 1.55 or something. It's like that's not really easing off. Yeah, but like I said, we had that crash in March last year. But you look at this on the overall scale, for what was happening and going on, this was not that big of a drop. 2008 right here, you got a pretty nice drop, but the stock market wasn't nowhere near as high as it was, and it was climbing up. Like if you look at the max chart of the stock market here recently, these moves are not normal. So let's get the max month. But you can see back to 94, you can see where we have a nice bull market, then we have a nice little bear market. We have a bull market, then a shorter little bear market. But right here in 2008, when the market crashed, the housing market crashed, and the stock market crashed, Feds come in and they started doing the quantitative easing while Obama was in office. So they were buying securities like they have been and printing money. And you can see the movements of the stock market went from nice and fluid movements to pretty much straight up. Like this is the last 10 years since the housing market crash has been one of the most straight up trend line type of movements in the whole entire stock market history. So they can only hold this up for so much longer. They're holding it up by a thread. And I could be wrong. The market may not drop. There's a lot of factors right now. Yeah, you can blah 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 me all you want. There's a lot of factors. It may not drop. They may be able to keep it propped up, but if bond yields keep rising, then they won't be able to keep it propped up. Because the whole point of this inflation and all that is to pay back the debt. And you super inflate the currency so you can pay back less value than you actually borrowed. That's how they hoodoo the rest of the world out of their money. And the rest of the world knows that now. And the rest of the world knows that we are vulnerable at the moment And they may just send all our treasury notes back. And if you send all the treasury notes back when the money supply has just been doubled in the past year, you're looking at disaster. You're looking at a lot of disaster that could happen with the stock market and housing markets and just the economy in general. Why should I go to a university for? That's not Mad Max theory. I'm not doomsdaying. I'm not saying it's going to be the end of the world. All I'm saying is we've not had a very big correction in the past 20 years in the stock market because the feds have been hyperinflating it. They've been purposely propping it up. I should be a guest speaker. If colleges want to pay me to come talk, I'll come talk. And like I said, I've already admitted. I said I could be wrong. Okay, so I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm saying there's a good possibility that the market is going to crash. You're not getting what I'm saying, One Life. For it to be a correction, the problem actually has to be corrected, right? So the whole reason that the stock market pulls back and has these corrections is because everything got overbought. Well, a regular normal correction would look more like this long bearish slow downtrend. A correction like we had in March is not a slow long downtrend. This was pretty much a straight drop, for a few months there. But before it to be correction, that means the problem would have to be corrected. And the Fed's coming in and buying up shares and all this is not correcting the problem. So, yes, we had a pullback. We had a correction, you could say, but what got corrected? What in the economy was corrected right here? Nothing. We're still 30 trillion in debt. We were probably in like 24 trillion in debt right there. So the market's continuing to go up, but now we're 30 trillion in debt, and we've got more infrastructure, another infrastructure stimulus package coming for 3 trillion. So that's what I'm saying. That's the same thing with 2008 as well. You can see 2008 was not this nice little slow bear market. Instead, it was straight down. It was a crash. All right? And the problem never got corrected. So the problems back here that caused this crash have never been fixed. Instead, we get money printing, pushing it up, pushing. And then we had that crash, that kind of straight down crash. Nothing was corrected. We just did QE again and stimulus packages. So the problem is not corrected. So for it to be an actual correction, a healthy correction in the stock market, the actual underlying issues of the fundamentals in the economy have to be actually corrected, and they haven't been. They haven't been corrected in 20 years. So this is going to catch up. Just because it hasn't caught up yet doesn't mean that it's not going to. All this money printing and QEs and everything that they've done, we're going to feel the effects of it at one point or another. Yes, but the country was not in $30 trillion of debt, with 45% of small businesses destroyed. Like 45% of the economy is small businesses in America, and half of those at least are gone. You're talking about 20% decrease in tax revenues and GDP that's gone, and it's not coming back. And that's just the fact of the matter. Like they're not coming back. And then other retail stores are still getting destroyed by Amazon. Like Kohl's looks like they're about to go out of business. JCPenney's has held on for a long time, but they're looking like they're about to go out of business. So, I mean, it's not the same. Just because we've been in debt before, it's not the same as the situation we're in right now. Making that simple of a comparison, you're leaving out a whole lot of other factors by doing that. Any book I read on economics, as long as it's Austrian and not Keynesian economics, is going to say what I'm saying. This is what Austrian economics is. It's free market principles. You leave the market alone and let it have its natural correction pullbacks to correct the problems. The market will innovate and fix whatever the issue was, and then the market will come back up. But the government has been artificially putting band-aids on the problems. It's totally different. It's not the same thing. We do not have a strong economy right now. Not even close. Yeah, even Daniel B. is somewhat agreeing with me. Like, the debt is ridiculous. We've never had this much debt, and they're only going to keep spending. Because like at this point, you're already $30 trillion in debt. There's no way we're going to get out of the debt. So they're just going to drive the modern monetary theory into the ground and keep printing money for as long as they can and try to hold everything up in hopes that something changes. And it's insane. Every time a country has done this, they failed. Zimbabwe, Venezuela, Germany. Modern monetary theory does not work. Yeah, glad you stopped by, Greg, and say hi to everybody. We'll be restarting that channel probably here eventually. Gonna go through a rebranding process and all that for that channel. But yeah, this isn't what I'm talking about. Isn't even just the stock market. I'm talking about economics on the whole with our economy and all of that. You gotta realize that the problems are never fixed. Now, I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I hope that everything goes better. I hope it doesn't crash. I mean, I would kind of like it to crash because then we could get some cheap prices, but I'm not like wishing for the stock market to crash. I'm just saying that more than likely it's going to come down. Me and Greg have talked about it on the other channel multiple times. He's more optimistic than I am about it. He was saying, that well, he can tell you what he was saying. I'm not gonna speak for him. He's in here, so I mean, I think me and him disagree on the economy as well. But that's the thing right now. It's not just me on here disagreeing with people. It's all across the board. If you go watch Kitco News or Peter Schiff or maybe the business channels on Fox or MSNBC or whatever, you're going to hear a lot of different perspectives and opinions right now about the stock market. So I'm just in the camp that thinks that what is going on is not sustainable, to be spending so much more money than you're bringing in. Yeah, Daniel B. Just agree with me, Daniel B. You know you agree with me. Just do it. Just agree. You can agree with me once. It's April Fool's. You can say you agree with me. What's going higher somewhere in the Rockies? Are you saying the stock market's going to go higher? I mean, it is right now. It's hitting new highs. But, like, once again, if you look at the chart, this max chart, we're hitting new highs, but we're going straight up even more. This is not a healthy move in the stock market. Like, you don't have a straight down crash and then have a straight down back up, or a straight back up run like that. That's not healthy movements. Just like any stock. We look at any stock, right here on the 5-minute. This was the one I took the loss on. You remove the lines, and you see we shot up and then we consolidated. And then it got a little wild there, and now it's kind of selling off. Still kind of, really it's still kind of going sideways. So just as well as I do, for healthy stock movements, you need consolidation. So at what point on this chart, and I'll go to a week chart instead, what point on this chart do you see any sideways consolidation since the crash? Like, you got a little bit here, kind of. But the majority of this is just straight up. Just straight up. It's even starting to, it almost looks like a leaning tower right now. Like how straight up it is, and then right here this looks like it's starting to lean over. Hey, look at there. Daniel B agreed with me. Thank you. Finally. Yeah, the debt part is a problem. I don't have a Mad Max theory on life. I'm not a pessimist. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. I am an optimist myself. I am very optimistic on the future, especially with cryptocurrencies and all this blockchain technology. I'm just not optimistic short term on this market because the problem has not been corrected. I'm not saying that the market's going to go down to zero or anything. I'm just saying there needs to be an actual correction, and the government needs to let it correct. They do not need to interfere, because every time they interfere, we get nonsense like this. And that's why we're $30 trillion in debt. Gotta let the market do its thing. You see the Darvos box in the SPY chart? Yeah, the market is not the economy. The stock market is absolutely not the economy. But you can't, it is disconnected, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be disconnected from the economy, but that's the whole problem. That's what I'm saying. when you have things like this where it's disconnected, I mean, how is the stock market not the economy? It's literally majority of the businesses, majority of the GDP is from these companies in the stock market. So it should be. It should be a good indicator of the economy, but it's not because it's disconnected. And the reason why it's disconnected is because the problem never got fixed back in 2008. It never got fixed. This is all government, or not government, but federal manipulation through here. Since 2008, from this crash to up here, government manipulation. And that is the problem. That is exactly what I'm saying. I hope the Fed's in control, but I heard Jerome Powell's last couple of messages, and he's not talking any sense whatsoever. He literally said that there's no proof that inflation will cause anything in America because we've not seen it in 40 years. Just because you haven't seen it in 40 years doesn't mean that it's not real, you know. That inflation, that makes me nervous to think that he doesn't think that inflation is possible. Like, you're the head of the Federal Reserve. You should know that inflation is possible. And then they have also said if we do have inflation, which we probably will, this is their words, it'll only be transitory, which is, if it's transitory, that means that it's transitioning. So until something actually transitions, you can't tell if it's transitory. Unless they have a magic ball, they do not know. They cannot call it transitory. But they are. So, you know, there's a lot of different factors. This time it's different. This time it's different. Now, the market is being inflated, but the real problems are going to come when they can't control bond yields, which it's already happening. I mean, bond yields hit a new high of 1.77 or whatever on the 10-year. If that keeps happening, then they can't pay the debt back that they owe with the inflation, or pay any of the debt. Like right now, we're not even paying the interest on the debt. So we're literally making no progress. We're losing money just by being America right now. We're just losing money. That is a spectacular name. Trollmaster Fictitious Fables of Europa. Nothing new in the stock market has changed in over 100 years. I'm going to have to completely disagree with that. I mean, there's been massive changes. We couldn't even trade before as retail traders. You had to have a broker and you had to call them on the phone. Now you can trade at home digitally on your computer. That's a massive change in the stock market. The Fed's been able to halt the entire stock market like they did last year during the pandemic. That's new. That's not been around except from 2016 till now. That was a new law they passed. And that right there is manipulation. That is a law that allows them to manipulate the stock market. Like, the stuff I'm saying is not crazy. Like, all I'm doing is looking at the information that they have given me. And what I'm getting from it is they don't know what they're doing. They're trying, but they can't even pass a bill about seat belts or anything. So I don't know don't know why anybody would have faith in the Federal Reserve and the government at this point. The Great Reset is something. I don't know whether there's going to be that Great Reset or not. I mean, that's the principle of any transaction, Daniel B. That's the principle of any transaction between a buyer or a seller. You risk them taking your money. Counterfeit paintings and art, you know. Counterfeit drugs in a drug deal. And you go to Walgreens and somebody robs you at Walgreens. Well, they try to take your money. So, it's not really a principle of the stock market. It's just a principle that people want other people's money. That's greed. And that's nothing new at all. So you're not wrong about that part being the same. But you said a blanket statement of the whole entire stock market hasn't changed, and that's not accurate. I mean, if you think I'm talking silly, that's fine. You guys are entitled to your own perspectives and views. I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just saying I think the market is going to crash, or at least have a pretty decent sized correction at some point. You're never wrong. I'll show you guys one more thing just to back what I'm saying. I've got receipts. So right here is the U.S. dollar price history chart. U.S. dollar index. And what do you see? You see that since 1980, since after they took the dollar off the gold standard, the dollar has been in a downtrend and has gotten less and less valuable. Now, I don't know why anybody would think that this dollar is going to get any stronger with inflation, but it's already getting rejected at this downtrend. So everything is pointing to the dollar becoming worth quite a bit less. And if the dollar becomes quite a bit less and bond yields keep rising and get to 3%, the stock market will have a correction. Give you a time frame? What do you mean? Like when this is going to happen? I don't have a crystal ball. I can't, like I said, the Feds can continue to hold the market up. I don't know how long they can do it for. I just know it's not sustainable. So I think it's going to be this year, but I could be wrong. It could be next year. Yeah, a healthy correction. But like I said, we've not had a healthy correction in 20 years. This is all inflated stock market bubble. since 2008. So there's not been really any healthy corrections. It's definitely not going to be today, but what I'm saying is it's going to be soon. I have no idea. I can't tell you what's going to happen in a year. I could have made that prediction last year in January, and I probably would have been totally wrong because of everything that happened all of a sudden. Like I'm trying to put a number on it. 12 months out is damn near impossible. There's so much I can change in 12 months, and I don't know the exact number. I don't know. All I'm saying is that things are not looking good. That a market crash is inevitable, and that's pretty much all you need to know. How far it's going to go down, I don't know. How long is the bear market going to last? I don't know. But I mean, we saw last year the market had this nasty little pullback, and then by the end of the year, it was back up to new highs. So it could have a pullback here in April, and then by the end of the year, be back up to new highs. Eh, not if you speculate right. It's not a waste of time. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna call it a day here shortly. If you guys have any more questions, suggestions, or ideas, go ahead and get those in, and then we'll call it and get started with this Easter weekend. What am I so boy today? You're scared to be here in the chat. ACY is at 7. Take a look at ACY. Get that out of here. Yeah, halted at 7. This has been a pretty good move today on this. I mean, the QQQ hasn't made a new high in over since February, middle of February. It's been a month, and the QQQ hasn't made a new high. It's curling up now, possibly, but so the overall market's not even really in unison. Because the NASDAQ, the QQQ, is off basis from where the SPY is at. The QQQ got hit pretty hard from the tech stocks taking all the hits they did. But you can see all the big tech are all green today. Apple, Tesla, Google, Microsoft, Facebook. And that's the other thing too you got to realize when looking at the SPY is the S&P 500, and these 5 companies, 5 or 6, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, I think there's one more I'm forgetting, but they're the majority, they're the biggest weight in the SPY ETF. So if those 5 do something, the whole damn SPY will move. It's all a wonky market right now. Everything's really wonky. Well, I mean, it depends on what it depends on what you're day trading, Orlando. If you're shorting a stock that just went bankrupt, then yeah, I mean, you definitely can make some money off of shorting a company going bankrupt. But sometimes companies will say they might go bankrupt and then they file, but they get a really good deal with the courts and the people they owed money to, and it can actually push the stock price up. So you never know. You never know with PR really what a stock is going to do until you let it do its thing and then see which direction it's going in. But a blue, yeah. Well, One Life's got the blue wrench because he's an a-hole, and I need an a-hole in my chat to make sure we don't got scammers or spammers in here. My dog's upset. Your goal for next year, Orlando, is to be riding around in a Lamborghini. I'm regretting it every day. That's funny. I wish you and Daniel B would sync up so you guys could just get it all out of your system at once. You know, that go over everybody's head. That joke. Yeah, it's insane. You know, every time I do a crypto live stream or anything, people get we get scammers and stuff. Like I can do day trading live streams all day and not get any scammers in the chat. And at the moment it's a crypto stream, we get bombarded. Because I'm about to start crypto live day trading again very soon. Maybe on a new platform. Depends on some of the negotiations that I'm currently in with some sponsors for the channel. So I don't know. Lot is going to be happening here with the channel over the next 6 months. It's going to get better. It's going to get crazier. Going to get more information. I'm thinking about maybe another couple of months. Like, I'll still do the small account challenge, but also I think I'm going to I'm going to probably start trading with 25K in a margin account, because I have been doing this small account challenge for a while now. Yeah, you got to have margin to short. You absolutely have to have margin to short. You can't with a cash account. But don't worry about shorting yet. Learn shorting, because if you learn shorting, it can help with your long plays. You can see where shorters might come in at, where it'd be a good short entry, and then you'll know that's probably going to be a resistance area where shorters are going to try to hold the price down. Yeah. What? What? What do you want, One Life? What are you saying? I don't know what you're waiting about. And also we're going to be doing the giveaway here soon. Probably next week, because it's going to be a certain way I'm going to do it. What did I say about what again? I've said a lot of stuff, so I don't I don't know what you're asking me about. Do you have a specific word that you heard me say that would make me think of it again? I'm kind of all over the place right now. Got a lot going on. Yeah. I was saying that. Um, yeah, at some point here in the next couple of months or so, I'm gonna be trading on a 25K margin account. But I'm not going Ross Cameron trading. Like, I'm not gonna be trading tons of shares. I'm not even going to use the margin. I'm gonna stick with the money that I have in there. I just want it to be margin so I can trade as much as I want to. Because I'm going to go scalp crazy and scalp the hell out of everything. So, alright, guys, I'm going to call it a day. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. Like I said, if you haven't yet, check out the other channel, Investing Shorts. You can find the link to that in the community tab, and I will also add it to the banner of the home page of the channel. Go check that out. You want quick information or some comedy. Alright, Daniel B's losing his mind, but yeah, you can go check that channel out. I don't know if Greg's still in there, but you can go check out Greg's channel. Greg creates cool stuff. Yeah, it's good. In case people don't know, the stock market is closed tomorrow, so there will be no trading stocks for the next 3 days. So I'm planning on doing some live trading crypto this weekend, since the stock market's going to be closed for that long. So be sure your notifications on when I go to do that, if you guys are interested in seeing some crypto trading. It's basically going to be the same as stock trading, except a little bit more exciting. But yeah, have a good day, everybody. Have a great holiday weekend. Stay safe out there. Until next time.